What is up and welcome back. Alright, first things first. So, if it sounds like we're in a rainforest, as one of you guys mentioned, I don't know what is going on. I went to my provider yesterday of my equipment, and they're booked up. You couldn't get in the store. So, I have insurance on my device, but I have another 30 days before I can get a different device. So I don't know how I'm going to come across this and figure it out, but we can't continue this for the next 30 days. So I do apologize ahead of time, and hopefully if you wear headphones, if you can't, you have an option not to, I would probably see if you could switch to a different device. All right, campers, let's get into it. Grab yourself a snack, a drink, pull up a pillow, pull up a blanket, and we got a lot to get into. So, I want to put out, before we get this started, sorry, so addicting, I want to put out a trigger warning on this video. I do have dogs in the background, just a heads up. I do want to put a trigger warning in this video that this video does contain talk of violence, racism, past gang activity, things like that. We are going to dive a little bit into my past. So we're going to come into my past, collide with Sagittarius, and talk about both worlds and what is going on. Hold on. Other than my dogs wrestling each other right now. Hey, hey, hey. Take that. Hold on, you guys. I apologize already. Go downstairs with all that. Go on. Take that on. Go play. Sorry, my dogs are turned up. As soon as they hear me say, what is up and good evening, everyone, they turn up. So, let's just dive a little bit into me, and then we'll see how the worlds collide. Okay. I'm going to take a little bit at a time. I know sometimes when I cover different people, we do a lot of different things over here, cover different people, and I want to give you a heads up. If you're new to me, check out some things. I deal with mental illness. I don't want to keep saying that all the time, but it seems like when I do these new videos, people come at me and say, you don't understand mental illness. Yes, I do. You don't understand the sex industry. I used to be an exotic dancer. Check out that story time. So, anything Sagittarius Shorty's done, some of it, I pretty much have done. I've been to jail. I used to be a dancer. There's different, but it's kind of, when you're meeting men and different things and getting money in the fast lane, it kind of collides into the same thing. So, back in the day, I'm retired at the streets now, so even before I show you some of these pictures, if you think you're going to turn me in, I don't have none of these apparatuses. I don't have any of these. So, before you think you're going to come for me, not you guys, and turn me in, that ain't going to work, baby. This was back, some of these in 05, 010, 12, and I've literally got rid of these apparatuses. So if you think you're going to come for me on that note, these apparatuses are gone. I do not want to say out here any apparatus that I've ever had has always been, registered. Hey! It's always been registered, and I do not say that, if you handle apparatuses, please handle them, appropriately. There's carry to conceal class. Hold on a second. I just wasn't pistol packing out here for nothing. I used to deal with large sums of money. I used to work at a strip. Hold on. Knock it off. Go. Go on. I love you too. They're like, go play. Anyways, I used to, walk out of the club late nights, so everything I had, hold on, this is ridiculous. Go on now. Take that somewhere else. Toodaloo. Anyways, I used to deal with large sums of money, get off late. I was a single woman that stayed alone, so I wasn't just pistol packing out here for nothing, trying to show off. It was for my own safety, and, anyways, because some of these pictures I'm going to show you, and like I said, trigger warning if, apparatuses, I'm calling them that for YouTube's sake, isn't your thing. This just is going to take us, you're going to say, Kaya, how does this all collide? This is going to explain how I used to live in the fast lane, and how is this going to collide with Sagittarius Shorty. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, there's probably, other than selling monkey, that wasn't my forte, but I have run underground strip clubs. I have run private clubs. I've got the receipts to prove it, pictures, etc. Me and my friends would buy, rent vacant buildings, open up shop, and off we go. You know what I mean? So I have dealt with the underground activity of, not slanging monkey, you know what I mean? And I'm not trying to be funny, but just YouTube's sake, I gotta watch my words here. So, anyways, what I'm getting into is I used to live life in the fast lane. I was pistol packing, dealing with large sums of money, meeting random people, you know, not slanging monkey, but still, you know, putting myself in dangerous situations, you know, meeting random men, etc., you know. So I've lived this whole lifestyle. You guys know that I'm a recovering addict, so before you say, not you guys, I just like to put this out there. I know you guys know it, but when we cover new people, it's like, you don't understand. She's addicted to drugs and alcohol. Yes, I do understand. I am in recovery. I am in recovery right now for drugs. Alcohol was not my thing. Yes, I still do drink, but I watch my mom as an alcoholic. Still to this day, she's an alcoholic, and I grew up with alcohol. So I guess that's how I turned to drugs, because I watched my mom, and you know, drugs aren't any better. Let's just rewind it and say that. But unfortunately, I took the opposite path. My mom took the alcohol path. So before you say you don't know what it's like, you don't know what it's like to deal with mental things, you don't know what it's like to be addicted to drugs and alcohol, yes, I do. So, Sagittarius Shorty is really, you know, let me just start this off right. If you like Sagittarius Shorty, and I'm not making this to put out I'm kind of going to tell my past and really show where a dangerous lifestyle and life in the fast lane can lead you. I'm in my 30s, okay? I am just now picking up the pieces of the life that I have created back then. Was it amazing? Do I have plenty of stories to tell and crazy stories and have one heck of a life? Yes. But am I dealing with all that now, picking up the pieces where some of my friends own their house, have businesses, have a giant family, and are established? Am I established? No. You know why? Because I'm picking up the pieces of living life in the fast lane from back then. Anything you do, it comes back around. And you could say, well, it's fun, she's young, you know. Okay, so was I. But look how many years later, I'm just now picking up the pieces of addiction, living life in the fast lane, having to train myself. You guys see all the stuff I haul. That all comes back from having that quick, fast money back then when I danced, to being able to buy 6, 7, 8 pairs of shoes at once, or drop $200, $300, $400, $500, $600, $700, $800 on a shopping spree, and know that I can make that back the next day. So let's just show a couple pictures, and then we're going to get into, so before I can kind of show you my receipts, before somebody comes across this and says, old lady, you don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, I do know what I'm talking about. Been there, done that, got my award from the streets, got a t-shirt, got a medal, and off I retired. Because, baby, at the end of the day, it was all fun and games, but now that I'm in my 30s picking up all the pieces, like I said, I don't have a house bought like my friends do. Yeah, my credit's decent, but it ain't A1. This is all things, repercussions from my past that is coming back now. That if I would have had those hundreds of thousands of dollars, honey, I probably seen $500,000. Cars, clothes, dogs, and everything, nails, jewelry, gold teeth. Yes, I had gold teeth. I mean, there's not much I haven't done, and I'm not trying to stunt, I'm not trying to brag, I'm just saying when it comes down to living like this, I've been there, done this. Retired from it. It ain't for me no more. I'm an old woman compared to some of these kids out here. So, cars were my thing. Concerts, cars, other strip clubs. I would love to go have a drink, and the strip club was entertaining to me because you go to a normal bar, you know, it's the same old thing. I like to go to the strip clubs because it was entertainment. You had something to look at. You know, you could people watch. Going to a regular bar, it's like, yeah, you get the same, but it was just, I liked that atmosphere. I liked the loud music. I liked the money. I liked the beautiful, sparkly clothes and the shining in the fast lane. That was my thing. So before you say you don't know what you're talking about, yeah, unfortunately I do. Shit comes and goes. Look at this. This is summer of '08. And before you say I loved photography back then, that was my jam. Cars, clothes, bags, nails, jewelry. I mean, that was my jam. That's what I did with most of my money half the time. Look, summer, July '05, Mustang convertible. Bought cash money in manila envelope. And you know what happened to this car? Let me tell you what happened to this car. Unfortunately, I told one of my buddies to let's go do something and go get something. And my friend said he had just got off work and he said, no, Kaya, I'm sleepy. And I was like, come on, let's go. Well, guess what happened? I could still see my porch. A van collided right into us. And guess what? I thought my sugar daddy paid the insurance and I was going to pay it. He told me he did and he didn't. So guess what happened to my $15,000 car at the time? Gone. Wrecked. Done. I guess that was 4th of July '05. I mean, that's what I'm saying, man. It just, when you lead this, like, I saved cash money and took it in that car lot in a manila envelope. But when you make bad decisions, high and staying awake and drunk, I wasn't drunk in that experience, but shit happens. It does. Gold teeth. You couldn't tell me nothing back then. Fur coats. But you know what? All that shit now, it ain't nothing. That shit's out of style. Them cars are old. Same here. Pushing a Denali. Denali on rims. You couldn't tell me nothing. I thought I was a bitch. Or a bitch, as she would say. And to some I was. But now look where I'm at. I'm trying to pick up the pieces. And that's the thing. It's like, this poor girl, not to be mean, she don't even, and I don't have any of those cars. Like I said, some of these, you know, back in '08, '10. Here's me at the Lil Wayne concert, one of them. In my hotel room. I've been here. Cars were my jam. They were my thing. Slanging, banging, thugging. That was my thing. Every night at the bar, getting wasted. And look, just so you see how old that TV is and what's in my hand, so you know somebody's gonna be like, I'm about to turn her in. And it ain't about, I'm not making this to, you know, look, I thought I was everything back then. You couldn't faze me back then. I thought I was the baddest, but let me tell you, Sagittarius Shorty, there is somebody bigger and badder that always comes along your way. And another thing is, and I'm not saying this, you know, our phrase over here, I don't sugarcoat nothing, and I'm not trying to be mean, but somebody bigger and badder always comes along. Somebody will catch you slipping. You might be the best fighter on earth, but I've seen a couple times you got your wig snatched back, not to be mean. So that's what I'm saying out here. You got to be careful, man. You, when you get on them drugs and alcohol, you feel like you're untouchable, and you get caught slipping sometimes. That's just all a part of it. You're not in the right mind frame. You think you're big, you're bad, and like I said, somebody's either more sober and catches you slipping, or they're just bigger, badder, and stronger in the long run. But you see, you couldn't tell me nothing back then. Now let's get into the video, because that gives you, I've lived this life, man. There's nothing I really ain't done. And to make this, I'm not trying to stunt, I'm not trying to front, and I'm not sitting here trying to brag that I'm proud of this. Because the message at the end of the day, we're about to crack into it. I know I went on a little tangent here, but if you see me looking down, I got my notes here. So what I'm saying is, at the end of the day, man, and even if this message continues and gathers one of you or somebody prior to audits, if you love this girl, this lifestyle that she's leading, she's going to end up like me, almost 40 years old, picking up the pieces prior. You got to worry about STDs out here. You got to worry about getting shot. I've been shot at. been shot at. Now let's get into this. Now, you know I don't conduct any racism. That is not, I've said that, look in my description since the get-go. That is not how I get down over here, so I just want to give you a heads up. Some of the stuff that we are about to get into is racist, so just a heads up. And I'm not good with tech stuff, so if you're new, I'm sorry about the tablet and how we get down, and I'm working on things. I had a death in my family. I don't want to keep saying that too, but okay, so this is a clip. Thank you, Callie, Life of a Free Spirit. I do want to give, I don't know if this is Callie's clip. This is just how I found it. Life of a Free Spirit. I don't know where Callie got it. So, you know, if somebody knows about this clip and where, you know, who's the originator, let me know. I like to always give credit where credit is due, but I got this clip from Callie, Life of a Free Spirit. Oh, okay, so hold on. What we're busting into right here, let me give a heads up. What we're busting into right here is some racist comments. Now, you can say, Kaya, Sagittariusshawty dates black men. Okay, I have too. But here's the thing. If you genuinely have dated a black man and care for them, you know that saying this, even out of rage or anything, is not okay. That does not fly. So this is what we're about to get into, is one of Sagittarius's live streams. Or excuse me, maybe it's this gentleman's. All you can see is her hands down here.
Because you're spitting bare fucking lies, bro. Who the fuck called the cops? Okay, yeah, bye, dumb nigger.
Who's this girl calling nigger?
Yo, fuck you, you fucking dumb Somalian bitch! Yo, come back, you fucking bitch! Fucking Somalian ass bitch! Yeah, I'm broke, bitch. Yeah, I'm broke, bitch.
Yeah, okay, then you.
I don't want none of your fucking cat-eating motherfucking ass.
You don't want none of this, bitch.
Did you just finish eating a cat?
Did I just finish?
I dumb nigger.
Who's this girl calling nigger?
So there it is. So there's one ordeal. So let's get into that. And then we got another clip from a small channel that I would like to also plug where I got. And we'll take a look at that. So, okay, this is where I think Sagittariusshawty's racist. Because you could have just said when she was fighting with the Somalian person, you stupid. You had to add that Somalian in there. With this guy here, this gentleman here, I don't know what the backstory is behind them. I know it was something about somebody calling the cops. I think he accused her, or part of her posse, calling the cops. And that's another thing. She has a lot of young yes men around her. And what is a yes man? If you don't know, I'm sure most of you do, but let's just, you know, clear it up right quick. A yes man is somebody that no matter who you're with, they're yes, let's do this. Whatever you say, no matter good idea, bad idea, they clock it, yes, let's do it. Another thing that I noticed too is, now that Sagittariusshawty isn't living with her dad, she's got all these people around. Well, be careful, Sagittariusshawty. When you got money and you got a little bit of clout you've accumulated, in the wrong way, unfortunately, you got people backing you. See, this is how I feel about Lovely Peaches, y'all. I've been wanting to cover Sagittariusshawty, but when it comes to talking animal stuff, you know that triggers me and makes me mad. Now, let's get into what you might say be the animal stuff. When Sagittariusshawty talks about, I think it's the gel video of her. We're not going to run through these, and I'm not about to plug her channel, just a heads up. I don't agree with any of this stuff, the racism, the animals calling the gentleman that, not at all. So, Sagittariusshawty had a pet rabbit. I don't keep up with her. I don't know if she does. I don't know if she doesn't. But I came across Sagittarius before any of this stuff years ago. Whenever that gel video dropped, and I was like, all right, who's this chick? Let me check her out. And turned off right away. First off, man, if you're going to film, put some sheets on your bed, homie, because I can't get down with the scurvy mattress, No, ma'am. You got all that dry skin, hair. Put a sheet on that mattress, pumpkin pie, first off. Second off, then when it came to the part about the rabbit, she's like, oh, yeah, I called my dad out of jail. Glad. First off, your first call from jail should have been to make sure your dad was going to feed that rabbit. You as a pet owner, I don't give a and in there you were clear-minded and weren't on anything. Your first obligation should have been to say, yo, Dad, heads up, feed the rabbit, change the litter box. And that's another thing. You are letting this rabbit, at the time of this video, do all over your room, and you're screaming at the rabbit in the video, a couple videos that I've watched. A rabbit ain't trained to run on no carpet. A rabbit's trained to be in the wild and run on grass. So I know a friend that had a pet rabbit. My friend Little had a pet rabbit. Rabbits, if you're going to keep them contained, have to have the right bedding, have to have the right food. They can't just run around the house, and of course they're going to do everywhere. So that's when I threw the towel in, and I was going to cover Sagittarius Shorty a while back, but I thought, you know what, but let's why the ball's back on Sagittarius here, and we got some eyes on Sagittarius Shorty. So Sagittarius Shorty is kind of like another foodie. Okay, Sagittarius Shorty reminds me kind of like a Lovely Peaches of Canada. If you don't know who Lovely Peaches is, check out my Lovely Peaches video. Yes, Lovely Peaches is definitely more vile than Sagittarius, but they're kind of along the lines of selling their monkey and the wow factor. Sell your monkey all you want, but make sure you are doing the proper procedures out here to protect yourself and everybody else you come in line with. I'm not against sex work, like I said. Some continue, some put, you know, dancing, exotic dancing in the same category. Some people don't. I kind of think it is. You're showing, you know, parts and pieces and it, you know, but whatever you believe, what I'm talking about is I don't have any problem. It's anybody's body. Do what they want. Do what they will with it. But you have to protect everybody around you. Lovely Peaches likes to talk about her STDs and not using protection. That's a no-go for me. That's when I say don't slang your monkey if you're not going to do what you need to do to protect others. Okay, there's so much to crack into this. Okay, so Sagittarius Shorty, and again, I'm not up on every video of hers. I just been researching this, and today somebody was like, cover it. I was like, okay. And that's another thing. This is a door that's closed. We ain't going to keep an eye on this because I don't condone. I feel like the more you give attention, just like Lovely Peaches, the more you are feeding the clout, the more you're feeding the clout monster, and then it just contains and goes, and then it's like the wow factor. What can they do for more money? Same, you know, Chantel's kind of starting to play this deal too. Anyway, so Sagittarius Shorty was small eggplant shaming, we'll recall. But see, that's the thing. When these girls say that guys call them big, you're sitting here shaming a guy for a part that they have no way to change. You feel me? You can change your weight. You can change, you know, small, you know, facial features, different things, plastic surgery, or lose weight, etc. But I don't think a man can really too much change the shape of their eggplant. So it's like you got the shaming factor here. You got the shallowness of all this stuff. Sagittarius claims she's got more money than this guy, Kenny. Okay, let's bust into the Kenny story before I go over here. I'm going to read my notes. She also told Kenny that his name wasn't Kenny. He was probably Antoine. Well, first and foremost, there again, you're bringing it back to racial profiling for me. Why does he have to be Antoine? So anyways, let's get into this. We're only going to watch a couple seconds of this because I do want to. It's a small channel and you guys know how. You're taking pictures, don't mind me. You know how I feel. I don't like to take away from small channels. I am a small channel. So if you want to finish this, I'll tell you exactly where to find it. Okay, so where I filmed this clip of, and I did subscribe, thumbs up. When I do, I always give thumbs up and leave comments for things I find. So, this channel is called capital LDN period Ventura. LD dot, excuse me, LND Ventura. Check her out. She's got like her little profile. The video is 28 minutes and 25 seconds. Thank you, LND Ventura. I'm like getting caught up in the L part. For this clip, go check her out, you guys, if you want to see the rest of this. So, we're going to bust in a minute this, and I'll explain where this all comes from. So, Sagittariusshawty goes on a date. I don't know if it was off the internet. I don't know how. Anyways, long story short, she goes to meet this guy, Kenny. Well, things aren't looking good. As she gets there, they start to do the deed, and about 3 minutes in, she says Kenny was like, stop, I'm not interested, no more. What I personally think happened, and again, I'm not trying to be mean, but I know that Sagittariusshawty in the past has mentioned her hygiene, not the best hygiene. I think that she needed to wash her monkey, and maybe some unpleasant, we'll just say, unpleasant smells started arising. That's the only thing I could gather. I don't know. That's just my opinion. Again, that's my opinion. Allegedly, that is what I think happened. So anyways, so Sagittariusshawty, again, this whole channel covers it. They're at 174, including me. I don't want to take away from this. So, to recap this, we're going to listen to a part of it. Sagittarius goes to this guy's house, and she gets mad when the gentleman doesn't want to finish. So, what does Sagittarius do? Instead of, being a boss, what bosses would do, they would get their purse, get their little drink, and be on their happy way and call an Uber or have somebody sober pick them up. She decides to sit there and basically say, I'm not going anywhere, I want another drink, and harass the guy, put him down, call him dumb, call him yada yada yada. That's just putting it politely. So what does the guy do? The guy says he'll pay for the Uber, and I don't blame him. Once she starts going hammer and doesn't want to leave and starts degrading him, once the Uber gets there, she gets in and he cancels it. Well, guess what our buddy does? She goes back to this guy's house, is banging literally on the door, calling him small eggplant, I got more money than you, got more money than you. Well, first off, Sagittariusshawty, you don't own your house. You're not pushing any hardcore whips. I don't see you really flashing and flexing too hard. I think that Sagittarius is a lot of talk. She's a little bit younger, and I get it. When you're young, you're wild. You're young, dumb, and what's the saying? You guys know. But let's get in right to it. Now, I do not, let's just say this. I do not approve of any of this. This behavior, even when I was slanging and banging, is not how I got down. You conduct yourself as a boss lady. And I don't conduct the way, and I'm going to tell you another thing, and I don't condone this, what I'm about to say, but this is, like I said, I don't sugarcoat anything around here. This is the real life. This is things I've seen in the world, and I'm going to tell you. There is people out here that if you threaten a man, I've known people, and I don't condone this. Let me say this right quick, but I just want to put out real life, how things can get real quick out here. I know some men that had it sayings back in the day, and they would say, I don't beat a girl, but I'll beat a ass if she lays hands on me. I don't condone that, but Sagittariusshawty can really she does put herself in sticky situations out here. And again, I don't condone what people have said in my past about fighting a woman, but like I told you, I'm not going to show, this is all things I've seen in real life. I know people that would snatch you up for less. This girl is going to get hurt out here if she does